Today I'm going to share some tips and techniques for creating vintage badge logos. This popular design style is based on the way brand identities were created in previous centuries, with hand-lettered layouts that clearly describe the company, unlike modern logo designs of today that are condensed into a simple icon graphic. I'll show you how Illustrator's vector tools can help you create interesting vintage style logos, combining text effects and shapes to build a layout. My artwork will be based on a fictional 19th century denim workwear brand called Hamilton's, similar to the early days of Levis or Carhartt, but this vintage style has become popular for all kinds of logos, packaging and t-shirt designs. With vintage style designs relying so heavily on wording rather than imagery, it's important to use fonts that authentically replicate old hand lettering. I'm using the Milk Store collection of fonts by my friends at Heritage Type Co. This all-in-one kit not only includes 5 fonts with an authentic handcrafted look that perfectly complement each other, it also provides 18 ready-made logo templates, over 30 vector graphics, and a series of textures to add the finishing touch to your work. It contains everything you need to create vintage style logos, badges, labels, packaging or title designs with a handcrafted vibe. I've teamed up with Heritage Type Co to offer Spoon Graphics subscribers 10% off. Follow the link in the description and use the code SPOONandMilk20 during checkout to secure the best price around. To create your vintage badge logo, create a new document in Adobe Illustrator. The artboard can be any size. I prefer to then go to View and Hide artboards to give myself plenty of space to work with. Begin laying out the name of your brand with the Type tool. The Milk Store font collection contains 5 perfectly pairing typefaces. Number 1 is a lovely brush script. Each font is also supplied in clean, rough and textured variants. Use the basic clean version, and stick around until the end and I'll show you an easy way to add extra roughness and texturing effects separately. These pro-grade fonts are also packed full of alternate and stylistic characters. Place the cursor at the end of the word, then open the glyphs panel. Test out the various swooshes and swashes to find an underline that suits your wording. This single piece of text already looks like hand lettering rather than being typed out using a font. To further customize the text, click the little envelope distort icon in the top toolbar. Choose the rise option and set the bend value to 20%. Use the Type tool to add some additional text to the logo layout. This time use one of the other font styles. Set the center paragraph style and adjust the character size and line height values to set up the text. Then make any necessary kerning adjustments by placing the cursor and using the left and right keyboard keys while holding Alt to adjust the individual letter spacing. Add an arc effect to this text using the same 20% bend. Align the 2 text elements up centrally. Add more text elements, this time using a different font. This collection makes it easy to match font styles without needing to find or buy additional styles. This time let's decorate the text with a shape element. Draw a rectangle to surround the text, then right click and choose Arrange Center Back to place it underneath the text. Change the text to white to make it visible against the black rectangle. Select both elements and align them up. The comma in this wording offsets the vertical alignment slightly, so it's nudged into place optically. Envelope distort effects can still be added to combinations of text and shapes, even though the icon is no longer there in the top toolbar. Instead, go to Object, Envelope Distort and Make with Warp. This time try out the flag effect. Add more text elements elsewhere on the artboard. We'll fit this wording inside a diamond shape, so draw a square, then rotate it by 45 degrees. Go to Object, Transform and Scale, check Non-Uniform and enter 300% for the horizontal value. Place the diamond on top of the text, then go to Object, Envelope Distort, Make with Top Object. But notice how the text is being warped out of shape too much. Undo the effect, then make a copy of the diamond shape to save it for later. Use the rectangle tool to draw a straight edge covering the point of the diamond. Alt and drag a copy to the other side, then shift and click to select them both and make a compound path via the right click menu. Add the diamond to the selection and center up the shapes. Then click the minus front button from the Pathfinder panel to punch out the shapes, leaving 2 straight edges on either side of the diamond. Repeat the envelope distort effect and notice the text fits perfectly into the shape. Go to Edit and paste in back to replace the original diamond shape we copied to the clipboard. Currently the text is black on black, so right click and choose Isolate Selected Group to adjust the original text element. give it a white fill. Exit back out to the top layer by clicking the arrow icon in the top left corner of the screen. Increase the border around the text by adding a black stroke to the diamond shape. Set the alignment to outside, then adjust the size to suit. A little star graphic makes a nice detail. Set it up with a white fill and no stroke, then move it into place. Alt and drag a copy to the other side and group them. Hold Shift and add the diamond to the selection, then give it an extra click to make it the key object so it doesn't move out of place. Align the shapes up so they sit perfectly centrally. Group all the objects that make up this piece of text, then scale and position it within the logo layout. Vintage logos can be layouts of text or contained within outlining shapes. Let's make this design a circular badge by drawing a circle around the design, overlapping each end of the script slightly. Give this circle a black stroke with an appropriate weight. Find the scissors tool, then snip the path and delete the unwanted portions that overlap the script text. Draw another circle that's slightly larger, clear its stroke leaving an invisible path. Select the Type on a Path tool and click to type around the circle. Add some more wording to the design in one of the milk store fonts. Center it up at the top by dragging the little alignment widget with the direct selection tool. Altering a font's tracking value to space out the letters is a great way to fill up the available area without having to make the actual text size too big. Copy and paste in front a duplicate of this Type on a Path shape, then edit the wording. Rotate the circle by 180 degrees to place the text on the bottom, then adjust the alignment handle with the direct selection tool to place the text the right way up. While the text is now readable, it's sat to the inside of the path. An easy fix is to adjust the baseline shift value to offset it to the outside of the path. Draw another circle to outline the design. A trick to line it up centrally is to turn on outline mode from the view menu or the Command and Y shortcut. Alt and drag the shape from the center point, then turn off outline mode again. Copy and paste this outlining circle to add another slightly larger border, this time with a much broader stroke. As one last finishing touch, add another star graphic to fill out any empty space. This portion of the layout is part of the Type on a Path area, so rotate the star to follow the circular outline. Select the Rotate tool, then turn on outline mode. Click the center point, then Alt and drag a duplicate star. The pivot point will follow the rotation to keep the star lined up perfectly. Use the Command and D shortcut or Control and D on Windows to repeat the step one more time to create 3 stars. Select all 3, then go to Object, Transform and Reflect. Hit copy to generate a flipped set for the other side. Make any adjustments to the logo layout, then draw a selection across everything and drag a duplicate off to one side. We'll keep a live backup, but process the duplicate to permanently apply all the effects and turn it into a completely vector outline. To prevent the original objects from being selected, go to Object Lock Selection. Then turn back on the View Artboards option so the design is seen against the grey backdrop. Draw a selection around the duplicate, then go to Object and Expand Appearance, followed by Objects and Expand to apply all the envelope distort effects and convert the text and strokes to outlines. Ungroup the objects, then select a black filled element. Go to Select, Same and Fill Color. Merge all these shapes into one outline by clicking the Unite option in the Pathfinder panel. Also turn it into a compound path under the Object, Compound Path and Make menu. This is required for an upcoming step to ensure the Pathfinder tool works correctly. Right click and choose Arrange Center Back to make the white elements visible. Then repeat the process for these objects. Select Same Fill Color, Unite, make a compound path. Add the black objects to the selection along with the white objects. Then click the minus front button in the Pathfinder panel to punch out the shapes, leaving a continuous outline. There's an easy way to add some cool texturing effects to your vintage logo. That's by downloading my free ink stamp texturizer from Spoon Graphics by following the link in the description. Double click the Smart Objects layer and paste in your logo to replace the placeholder. Save and close the PSB to find your logo processed with cool ink bleed and texturing effects. You can change the colour if necessary, or play with the texturing options to find the best spread of details. If you want to learn how to create these effects yourself, check out my video titled How to Create a Distressed Letterpress Print Effect in Photoshop. The final result is a vintage logo with a neat layout of text elements, all contained within a circular outline to create a badge-style brand design. The Milk Store font collection made font pairing easy, with the 5 expertly designed typefaces included in one kit. Then, with the help of a few of Illustrator's tools and effects, it's all combined into an authentic looking vintage logo design. If you enjoyed this tutorial or learned any new tips and tricks, a thumbs up on the video would be really appreciated. Stick around for more of my content by subscribing to the channel, and be sure to join my mailing list at Spoon Graphics to download all my free design resources. As always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.